Hello, friends. I'm back again with a haircut, as you might have noticed, and to tell you who is going to have a bigger haircut in UP elections this time. Jokes apart, I think what I want to tell you today is why I think and how I feel that this UP election is similar to last assembly election in West Bengal in many ways. You might say that West Bengal and UP pretty different, how they can be similar. But if you analyze the ground realities and some basics, yes, they are similar. Similarity number one. As in West Bengal and now in UP, there is and there was an incumbent government voted to power in the last previous election with good majority, maybe 40% plus voter support, which is mass in a democracy. And there was a challenger. In West Bengal, BJP was the challenger. Here, Samajwadi Party with its alliance, that they have forged is a challenger, and their BJP, by virtue of making it scatter broader, bringing some people from, Trinamool Congress, was trying to create a challenge. And that challenge was built in such a way that it got into mass support visible in the campaigns, which is same like Akhilesh is getting a lot of crowd. Similarly, there also BJP was getting a lot of crowd. Even the media which did their opinion polls, they got swayed, maybe because the ultimate rural voter, or those people who are like silent voters, or who sometimes say different than the reality on camera, maybe they're afraid and that they should say fashionable things. People are coming from Delhi to take the bite, so I should tell about the national party rather than or whatever. So all that BJP was projected to win 100 plus 150 plus seats by some media, and almost equal to Trinamool Congress, and they said tight fight, maybe yes, Trinamool has an edge. Here people are saying BJP has an edge, and maybe they are giving a tough fight, Akhilesh. So that's the similarity. But when it came out to the result of West Bengal elections, BJP's campaign could not, convert itself into voter support. So the projection of 100, 150, 200, 200 plus, all that went into thin air, and finally BJP went to 77. Why? That is very important to understand, because there were on the ground level there were policies of government which was appealing to the lower strata of population. Like there was a scheme like Sukanya Yojana or something similar Bengali name, where every daughter's marriage, and the people were getting 25,000 rupees support. Something similar is in place in UP, and here BJP is the party who is giving this kind of policy, and they have, in fact, I think it is part of their manifesto that if they are voted to power, that amount will go up to 1 lakh rupees per marriage for the people who have lesser means for their daughter's marriage, which in India for any strata of people is one of the biggest investment when it comes to expense part. So that is in place. So here it is working for BJP as it was working for Trinamool there. Then there were other policies which the people were liking. Here in UP, this free ration twice a month is again in favor of BJP, because the downtrodden are feeling that yes, we are getting this and we should somehow feel obliged to BJP, and maybe it can translate into vote and support. So why I'm bringing out this similarity, that when the result came out, that projection of BJP being in fight was not seen on the ground, because these silent voters and that Labharthi group of West Bengal, that was perhaps not captured in the opinion polls. That maybe 4, 5, 6, 7% extra support went towards the Trinamool Congress, the incumbent in power, and that BJP's tally came down drastically to a very low number like 77 or something. Similarly, here also the campaign looks very tough, and looks like Akhilesh is giving good fight. But at the same time, whether there will be a similar kind of scenario, like maybe in Western UP where there was Jat support due to alliance, there maybe first two phases they will do a little better than their average for this election. And rest of the places, again, this Lavarthi thing, an actual beneficiary who may not be saying anything because, the caste supporting Samajwadi Party is dominant in many pockets. So people who are not wanting to vote for them, but they are benefited by the government, the downtrodden people or the lower this thing, they do not want to create a ruckus for themselves. They want to keep silent or even say will vote for cycle, but they might go for Kamal. So if that kind of situation happens, again this whole notion of Akhilesh being in power, being in fight, can go for a toss and they can come down to much lower numbers. But again, will they come to 77 like BJP did? No. Why I am saying it is similar to West Bengal? We should be reminded of our last election benchmark. There, BJP's last election tally was, I think, 3 seats or something. So, in spite of their hype not being true and they not getting that many seats, they went from 3 to 77, which is a big gain. Their voting percentage went up, but not to the extent it was perceived that they will be doing, because on the ground the policies that were helping the poor, they translated into vote of poorer section without creating a noise. It was not captured in the media, but eventually when counting took place, that swayed the pendulum in favor of the ruling party. Here same thing could happen, that last time Akhilesh party was at 47. Now they have forged an alliance, they have some benefits, so they might go up. So, but if this undercurrent of Lavarthi plays in favor of BJP heavily, then they might get stuck up to 100, 105, 110 seats only, maybe. And BJP goes back to 260, 265, strong majority. So there also, the second opposition will be stronger this time, but it might happen that way. There is a big if. If that doesn't happen and the discontentment against employment and inflation and those things are the major factors for which voters vote across regions, then BJP could come to a thin majority. That is my perspective. Thank you.